Hello squirts, let's get on with labeling the structures of the heart. So this heart is numbered 1 through 14. On the right side, which is in blue, that's the right side of the heart, which is concerned with the pulmonic circuit, that is handling deoxygenated blood. And on the left side of the heart in red, that is the systemic circuit, which handles oxygenated blood. Now we're not going to label this in order, we're going to go in the order that I think makes sense. So first off, number 3 and number 5, these are the chambers on the right side of the heart, and the upper chamber is the right atrium. Below that is the right ventricle. On the left side of the heart, we have the corresponding chambers. The upper chamber is the left atrium at number 12, and below that, at number 14, the left ventricle. Continuing on, we have this large sheet of muscle that separates the right side from the left side of the heart, and that, if you recall, is the septum. Talking about the valves that we already know, valve number 4, this is the valve that separates the right atrium from the right ventricle. And if you remember, that is the tricuspid valve. Conversely, on the left side, separating the left atrium from the left ventricle is the bicuspid valve. So they're both cusp valve. On the right side is the tricuspid, on the left side is the bicuspid valve. Moving on to structure number 2, and this should be familiar. This is the valve that separates the right ventricle from its major artery, and that was the pulmonic valve. And conversely, on the other side, structure number 11, which separates the left ventricle from its major blood vessel, that is the aortic valve. Now let's talk about the blood vessels that supply the heart. On the right side of the heart, we have a large blood vessel, number 1, that brings blood into the right ventricle. And this large blood vessel that brings deoxygenated blood to the right ventricle is called the superior vena cava. And there's another large vessel that brings blood also into the right ventricle, but this comes from the lower part of the body. This is number 6, and that is the inferior vena cava. So the vena cava are 2 arteries that bring deoxygenated blood into the right atrium. Moving over to the other side, we have this vessel that leaves the right ventricle. And this vessel that leaves the right ventricle, labeled number 9, is the pulmonary artery. And the pulmonary artery takes blood to the right and to the left, and these take blood to your lungs, to the right lung and the left lung. At number 10, blood returns to the heart via these 4 arteries, which are labeled number 10, these 2 on the left side and these 2 over here on the right side. These all come back into the left atrium, and these are the pulmonary vein. And finally, we have this large blood vessel that takes blood away from the left ventricle, and this is the aorta. Interestingly, the aorta is the body's largest blood vessel. And hopefully we'll actually get some mammalian hearts where we can take a look at the gross anatomy of the human heart. Until later, see you later, squirts.